everyone. From where do we get all the products that we use? Yes, they come from a factory. They're all manufactured in a factory. Have you ever thought how will the producer be able to sell the whole produce at the same time? Is it possible? No, not at all. Producer can sell the products only when they are required. He can sell the products only when there is demand. The word demand means the product will be required by the customers in the market. So until then, he has to store the products. He'll be needing a place to store the products. Warehousing paves way for this. The term ware means products or goods. Warehousing means the process of storing the products in a warehouse until then they are needed. Warehousing stores them and releases when the products are needed. Warehouse is a place or a commercial building to store the goods for future use. The goods stored may be raw materials, spare parts, work in progress, or finished goods. If the extra stock are not properly stored, it will lead to damage or wastage of the product. Earlier, warehousing was used only for storing, but now it provides various other services to the business. They are grading, packaging, labeling, and distribution. Grading means classifying or sorting the products according to grades. Sorting means grouping the products. The products will be given grades according to their quality. For example, students are given grade according to their performance and work. After grading starts the process of packaging. The customer will accept the product only if it is properly packed. Will the customer accept if the product is not properly packed? He'll not even accept even if there is slight damage in the package of the product. Packaging means packing the products to protect it. After packaging comes the process of labeling. The customer will want to know about the product. He'll be searching for the details about the product. Even we used to check for the details of the product. All the details of the product will be printed on the label of the product. It consists of date of manufacture, name of the manufacturer, expiry date, ingredients used in the product, and the maximum retail price. We can check all these products. Even if you buy any product, you can check in the label of the product. So labeling means the process of attaching a label to the package of the product. The last one is distribution. Distribution means the process of taking the product from the producer to the ultimate consumer. The producer is the one who produces the product and the ultimate consumer is the one who uses the product. Warehousing makes the product available to the right place at the right time in the right quantity. Warehousing plays a vital role in two cases. Let us see the first one. Seasonal production but regular consumption. Some products are produced only during a particular season but are required throughout the year. For example, wheat and paddy are produced only during a particular season. They can be cultivated during a specific season but they are required throughout the year. For example, in India, we rely mostly on wheat and paddy. We need them to consume every day. So, the producer will produce and stock them so that they are available throughout the year. The next one is seasonal consumption but regular production. For example, here we can take woolen clothes and raincoats. Woolen clothes are required only during winter season and raincoats are required only during rainy season. But the producer will continue production throughout the year to meet the demand during that particular season. If he produce only during that particular season, he will not be able to meet the huge demand during that season. The person in charge of the warehouse is a warehouse keeper. He is responsible for the loss and damage to the product. He checks the arrival and the departure of the products in the warehouse. Warehouses can be classified on the basis of ownership and commodities stored. Private warehouses. These warehouses are owned and used by the private business enterprises. They use them only to store their products. They are not available to any other business units. The next one is government warehouses. In the first case, the warehouse was used and owned by the private enterprises. In this case, the warehouse will be owned and used only by the government. They will be used only for the services of the government and not for any other agency or organization. The next one is public warehouses. These warehouses are open to the public. They can use the facility available. For example, small scale and medium scale organization cannot own their own warehouses, but they'll need a place to store their products. So they can make use of the public warehouses. The last one is distribution warehouses. These warehouses are established only for the purpose of distribution. Some products require storage for 1 or 2 days for distribution. Until they are distributed, they need a place to be stored. Once the process for distribution starts, the purpose of this warehouse closes. The classification of warehouses on the basis of commodities stored. The first one is general warehouses. These warehouses are normal warehouses which are constructed in a place to get proper ventilation. That is, they must get proper sunlight and air. Grains and pulses are stored in general warehouse. They are stored in a way to protect from rats and other insects. The next one is cold storage, that is refrigerated warehouses. These warehouses provide cold storage to some products. Some products will require a temperature that is to be stored so that they can be made available throughout the year. For example, meat and fish require cold storage. Special commodity warehouses. These warehouses are constructed to fulfill the specific needs of a product. For example, they'll require specific storage facilities to restore the quality and quantity of the product. Oil and petrol are required to be stored in tanks. This is to prevent any leakage. Climate control warehouses. These warehouses are used to maintain the temperature and the humidity at optimum levels. For example, jasmine requires humidity and dirt-free facility. Let us recall the types of warehouses. On the basis of ownership, private warehouses, government warehouses, public warehouses and distribution centers. On the basis of commodities stored, general warehouses, special commodity warehouses, cold storage and climate control warehouses. We now know the meaning of warehouse and warehousing, what is the benefit of warehousing, what is the need for warehousing and the types of warehouses.